Everybody got their mics in place? Okay, great. Thanks for being here, everybody. Today's press conference has some terrific announcement that we're going to share with the community. We'll also get an update from Josiah Nishita on how it's going with the Office of Recovery. At this time, I'm going to remind you when you have a question during the Q&A portion to please raise a hand, give us your name and the media outlet you're with. But no further ado, I'm going to welcome Mayor Bisson to the podium at this time.
Aloha mai kako. Welcome everyone. You know, we know our community right now is experiencing a tremendous amount of anxiety and uncertainty when it comes to housing in particular. And so today we want to announce a program that we hope will help to bring that uncertainty down. It'll be filled in by some of the folks that are here, our partners that are with us today. I'm just going to start with describing a little bit of it, and then we'll get into more questions that you may have. We're calling this the Host Families Program, and what we intend to do is encourage our community to assist in our families transitioning out of hotels. Many of us know what has happened in the last 2 months, in fact 8 weeks today. Many people, when they left Lahaina, went and stayed with their family or friends or maybe church members that were taken in. The person receiving them, in many cases, did not expect anything from them. The persons going there seeking help have also maybe not been able to offer any assistance themselves. What we want to do in partnership with the Red Cross, with CNHA and the Hawaii Community Foundation is offer $375 per person to stay with a host family, and that monies will go directly to the host family. That'll be capped at $1,500 per month. Again, the idea here is to create or to foster the aloha spirit and the camaraderie that's already existing in our community. I think the number one thing it does is it keeps people with family and friends, people they're familiar with in most cases. But this program can be used by anyone in our community. Most people come up to us and ask, how can I help? Besides volunteering or donating. One way they can help is opening their homes to people who may need to move out of the hotels or want to move out of the hotels. So this is just one of those options that we're offering. And again, the idea is that these are homes that already exist. In other words, inventory is already here. We don't have to wait for something to be built or for some place to open up. So we're going to encourage this Host Families project. We're excited about it. We think it'll be one of the many solutions that we're going to offer. I know working with the council as well, they will have some ideas. Folks in our community have offered us ideas as well, in addition to what the state is doing with the Airbnb projects. So I'm going to turn it over to some of our other speakers here today to add and fill more in. But again, we're calling this the Host Families Program, and we will continue to do this as a way of strengthening our community. I should have added this. Not only is this existing neighborhoods and inventory, but these are places where there are schools, churches, stores, other neighbors in the area. So we think this will be something that people will be open to, that we're already doing in our community, and we just want to encourage more of it. And so, okay, you'll introduce them. Thank you.
Before our speakers come, I gave you all some fabulous instructions that they were going to come and give you their name, and then we rushed in, so excited. So I will ask our speakers to please say your name and just your title. With that, no need to spell. We will catch that at a later point in time. At this time, Kuhio.
Aloha kako. I am Kuhio Lewis with the Council for Native Hawaiian Advancement. We're very happy to partner today with the Mayor, as well as with the Red Cross and Hawaii Community Foundation to launch this program. As to what Mayor was saying, there's a lot of folks already doing this. We, through our Kako Maui Resource Center, as well as Mayor's recent town halls, we questioned those that were there, that have come into our resource center, and over 25% have indicated that they're staying with friends and family now. So one goal that this program hopes to achieve is just provide some immediate stability to those hosts, so they can buy the added food, cover the added expenses to host those families. This program, to Mayor's point, also allows others that may want to take advantage of this, recognizing that there is added cost and burden, that we could potentially increase what's available to them in the housing inventory. The details of the program, as Mayor was sharing, $375 per person, up to a cap of $1,500. This program is available statewide. It's not just Maui County that's eligible. So if you're on Kauai or if you're on Hawaii Island, staying on Oahu, you're eligible for this program. This is kind of like a pilot phase. We have the commitment of Red Cross, their financial support, as well as Hawaii Community Foundation. So we're committed to a 6-month term right now, and of course, added support if the program is successful. The hope here, again, is to have options. So families now have more options than what's currently available. And I'm going to be happy to answer more questions at the end.
Yes.
Good morning. My name is Amanda Ree. I am the director of the Wildfire Long-Term Recovery Programs for the National American Red Cross. Our team, the long-term recovery team, will be the team that is in the community working alongside partners for the next 2 to 3 years. Tragically, on August 8th, the Maui fire stole something really, really important. It is something, I've been doing humanitarian work for my entire career. I've been a Red Crosser for many years as well. There's something nascent about the community in Hawaii and in Maui that is really unique. With this program, we are hoping to honor what makes Maui unique, what makes Hawaii unique, supporting the communities of Maui to share their ohana. And it is in that spirit that we are here to welcome this program into the community, into the recovery fray. The Council for Native Hawaiian Advancement, where did Kuhio go? And others at the Hawaii Community Foundation. We have been fortunate enough to develop a really collaborative, trust, respect-based relationship, and it is in that spirit that we are excited about this program. Every disaster is unique. Every single Red Crosser will say that to you. Speaking specifically about the long-term recovery team at the American Red Cross, we are humanitarians. And we are deeply committed to meeting the communities where they are with the unique needs and aspects that communities have. I will be here to answer any questions. Thank you.
Aloha mai kako. My name is Sheila Sarhingi. I'm with the Hawaii Community Foundation. I'm HCF spokeswoman. HCF is so honored to have worked with the Mayor's Office, the Office of Recovery, CNHA, and the American Red Cross to make this program a reality. So many families have lovingly opened up their homes in the aftermath of the fires to individuals and other families who have needed a place to stay. We know that having guests and being a guest isn't always easy. There are inconveniences and there are sacrifices that people need to make. But we all know that when a friend or a family rallies around us, it can make the hurt a little better and it can make the healing more of a reality. So this program is here to put resources into the pockets of households who have graciously put out the welcome mat for people to stay with them. And the way we see it at HCF is this is Hawaii people helping Hawaii people. Mahalo.
Thank you for that great announcement. I'd like to welcome to the podium Josiah Nishita, who's going to share an update on the status of the Office of Recovery that the county recently announced being established. Josiah.
Aloha everyone, my name is Josiah Nishita and I'm leading the county's Office of Recovery and its efforts. Today I'd like to share with you some updates with where we're at in the formation of the office. In order to be efficient and effective and to avoid reinventing the wheel, so to say, We have been learning and communicating with various jurisdictions across the country who have experienced wildfire disasters in their communities, and we've already significantly benefited from their expertise. We know Maui is different and unique in so many different ways and thus should be treated as such. But we do hope to take and implement many of the lessons learned, the pitfalls that others have gone through, as well as best practices that they've established to learn from their mistakes as well as successes. I did have the recent opportunity to attend the GREAT committee meeting last Wednesday at the Westin held by the council. It was very well attended, and we appreciated the opportunity that gave for community members to express their desire for recovery of Lahaina. Many great ideas, thoughts, and hopes were shared, many of which were centered around things like, 1, creating better emergency plans and evacuation routes, establishing greenways and more resilient communities. 2, housing insecurity. 3, desire for underground utilities, wastewater reuse, roadway and sidewalk improvements, and water restoration and conservation efforts. 4, stronger emphasis on growing food and native plants, and the protection, preservation, and restoration of historical and cultural sites. 5, focusing on the health and well-being of our communities post-disaster. And 6, economic diversification and resiliency efforts. We are focusing on these 6 key areas that reflect what we have heard from the community since the wildfire. The first is community planning, which will be responsible for identifying, assessing, and providing resources in support to post-disaster community planning. This group will be the lead on community engagement for the recovery processes. The second is housing, which will assist in facilitating access to housing assistance and both interim and permanent housing solutions, drawing upon resources from our state and federal partners, as well as the private sector and nonprofits. The third is infrastructure, which is responsible for overseeing the restoration of all infrastructure and utility systems. The fourth is natural and cultural resources, which will ensure the protection and rejuvenation of the ecosystems, landmarks, and cultural sites. The fifth is health and social services, which will oversee the assessment of medical and other public health needs, food and nutrition, behavioral health, and social services networks. The last is economic recovery, which will help to develop strategies for restoration of economic activity and workforce development. We are also in the process of preparing a budget amendment for Council's consideration on the initial funding and staffing needs for the Office of Recovery, and are also preparing to issue a request for proposals soon for expertise and assistance throughout our recovery framework. More details will be shared from these core areas as we go along. We appreciate everyone's patience and assistance with us through this process, and we're looking forward to continue working with the community. And we encourage all of our residents to continue visiting mauirecovers.org for a variety of information and resources that can provide assistance, as well as to sign up for updates. Mahalo and aloha, everyone.
Thank you, Josiah. At this time, we'll open for questions. As I told you a little earlier on, we're short on time, and we'll take one question each per reporter. I see Ali'i raising his hand. If you could give us your media outlet and your name, even though I just told everybody your name.
Ali'i with KITV. How do people apply for the funding?
Okay. The question is, how do people apply for the funding, Kuhio?
Thank you. The portal will open at 12 o'clock noon today. So folks can go to our website, hawaiiancouncil.org. There's an online portal. We also want to encourage Maui people to just go to our Kako'o Maui Resource Center, and they'll get the assistance they need right there to apply. The host family is the one that would be the applicant initially, and the one staying with them would be the one that certifies that they're staying there. We're also going to integrate the portal on different websites, including the county one.
Yes, we'll go to Wendy and then to Sylvie.
Wendy Osher, Pacific Media Group in Maui now. This question is for the Red Cross. I was wondering if you could clarify, they said at last report 2,500 families were being helped. Can you say how many individuals are being helped through the congregate shelter program, and also how many did not qualify for extended services?
Okay, so the question is regarding the Red Cross support for non-congregate housing. We have a few Red Cross folks here. I'm going to turn over to Dave Gutierrez.
Yes, good morning. So currently we have just over 7,000 individuals that are in our non-congregate shelter care. The last couple of days we've transitioned approximately about 120 households out of the shelter care, and that would either be on their own recovery plan, or there's several different areas where they've transitioned out of.
What about the people that are no longer receiving services? Do you have a number?
Of individuals who no longer qualify? Yeah. So the criteria to stay to qualify for the non-congregate sheltering includes having major destroyed damage to your house, and also having a FEMA registration number along with a Red Cross case number. And so right now, over the next couple of days, we are trying to determine who does not meet the criteria. And currently on our list, we have approximately 190 individuals, households, that don't necessarily meet the criteria, but no one has been asked to leave on that 190 until we actually are able to talk with them and get them to come down and talk to the Red Cross casework to find out what it is that they need. So out of that 190 that I just mentioned, I believe there will be individuals that will meet the criteria to stay. So we'll know more on the exact number by the end of the week. Okay.
Thank you, David. Go ahead, and then to Christy.
Okay. Yeah, Paula Dobbin with Civility. It's a question for the mayor.
Okay. And your question?
Okay.
Just so I can repeat it.
Yeah. Well, first of all, thank you so much for having this new conference. It sounds like a great program. Definitely look forward to covering it, and I'll have questions for the rest of you. But just stepping back a few weeks, Mayor, you had given a videotaped address to the public, kind of trying to answer some questions, clear up some misunderstanding about like what happened on the night of the fire. And in your remarks, you said that some of your staff stayed at the EOC throughout the night. And I was just wondering if you could answer, where were you the night of the fire? Were you at the EOC all night, or did you leave at some point?
So I will remind our media folks here today that we called a press conference to share the news of the program and to also give Josiah a chance to give an update on the Office of Recovery. But the question you're posing, Paula, is regards to go back to the beginning of August 8th. And the question is, where was the mayor the night of the fire? Mayor, I believe, can speak to that for that, but I do want to remind media representatives that that was not the purpose of today's conference, and those questions have been asked prior and responded to. But Mayor?
So if you're talking about the 7th, when I said there were people there all night, let me answer your question. On August 7th, we kept 2 people at the EOC because of the winds. Those are the people that were there all night. It went into the next morning, which was the 8th, which is where I reported early in the morning. And I was there till about 3 in the morning the next day. Yeah.
I can also confirm with regards to that evening, as Mayor has said previously, aside from himself being present there, the managing director and myself was also present. I did stay through the night beyond the 8th, so I can tell you it was a very long first few days. So thank you, Paula. I'm going to go to Chrissy, then Chelsea, and back here. Chrissy?
Hi, Christy Wilson, Honolulu Star Advertiser. The release was put out just as this was starting about the program, but it said one of the eligibility criteria is that you must pass a housing quality standard inspection. Can someone address that and what that entails? And that might scare off some people. You might be a little wary
Sure.
of that.
Okay, the question is about housing qualifications and eligibility. Kuhio?
There's some general criteria that we're looking for, that there's a stable home there, that there's a place for them to access a bathroom and kitchen. We're going to have some leniency towards it given the situation, but we are looking for stability for the families, and so, that's the intent of that.
But there will be an on-site, someone will come to your home when you apply and go into the property and look at it.
Yeah, someone from our office or someone from the program will just swing by. That's the thought. I don't know that it's every month, but at some point they'll come check in.
Thank you. Chelsea, and then two.
Chelsea Davis with Hawaii News Now. Can you clarify and go over the eligibility process? Kuhio, I think you said that the host family will apply and then the individuals receiving the service will verify, but can you walk us through that process?
Okay, so just a little bit more details and walk through on the process of becoming an eligible host family that would entitle you to these benefits. Okay, go ahead.
Thank you. So initially it would be the host applicant. So if you're hosting a family, you would begin an application on our website or come down to our resource center. It's just general information. Where's your address? Who was impacted that you're hosting? It would ask you to show proof of that address that you live at, as well as that person that you're supporting. And then at some point in that process, an email would go to the host who would certify that they're staying there. So that's generally speaking how it would work.
Is there a verification process on your part?
Yeah, there is. So we have staff that are going to be on the back end verifying what's submitted. So it's like a CRM to a management tool that will process the application, similar to the rental assistance programs that we currently administer.
Sir, and then Melissa and Paul.
Thanks. Andrew Gomes, Star Advertiser. Is there a total amount of money that's available for this program, and then which entities are contributing how much?
Okay, so the question is there a sum total designated for this program, and where are the sources from that?
Right now there's a combined commitment of $4 million to fund this program. We believe that'll take us at least 6 months, and then we'll look at additional resources from the partners. The breakdown is, we're just committed to that. So I think could be equal shares. It could be Red Cross, since they have more resources than all of us. So we haven't decided what the breakdown is. We're just committed to $4 million.
Okay, Andrew. Melissa?
Kuhio can come back. Melissa and Tanji with the Maui News for Kuhio. Kuhio, is there a limit? Because some families might be hosting 10 people. Is there a limit? Can they do that? And if we're talking about 1,500 caps, so that means about for that one person, right? So 4 months. If I stayed at somebody's house for 4 months, that's what we're looking at right now.
So a little bit more explanation on the cap that a family that could benefit from this program receive.
Yeah. And how much the hosts can.
Yeah. So this is a heavily discussed topic because we know there's multi-generational families. Right now, and we are still in a phase where we're going to learn a lot, likely in the first 30 days. And we'll make adjustments, but it's capped at $1,500. So it's $375 for each individual. But then it stops at 4 people, which equals the $1,500. But you can have more than that that live there. It's just that's going to be the cap for now, anyway.
So 1,500 is the cap for one host family.
Correct.
Per month.
Correct.
Per month. Paul?
Thank you. So I apologize for deviating, but in fairness to the mayor, I think we need to ask. Mayor, our investigation has shown that top leadership in the county had direct warning after 2018 that a similar fire could cause great problems, take out the town of Lahaina to wit. The chief, David Tyne at the time, told Chief Ventura and others before the Safety Commission. There's also a major news conference that at least 2 or 3 of us in the room were at, where the top officials that are currently in place, including Chief Ventura, also heard people didn't have, the firefighters had dry hydrants, there were no sirens, there were no warnings on phones. The people that are victims that we've talked to with respect to this story have said that they think there should be a clearing of leadership at the fire department at the very least. Could you please respond?
The question is, with a previous administration, there was knowledge of fire incidents with some gravity and some results from that. And so with the current leadership still in place in different departments, could the current administration today comment on that? Mayor?
I appreciate that this is being asked in fairness to the mayor, even though this is not really a question for me. But I will tell you that there are several investigations currently going on. And I'm sure that investigation will include everything that has happened in the past and everything that's happened as a result of this. We are just as eager to find out where we can improve, what we can do better as anyone else. Our job is to prevent this from ever happening again, and that's our commitment to our community. The details of what you ask will come out in that investigation, and again, we look forward to that as well.
Thank you, everyone. For follow-up questions, I do know that the press release on the program was issued with a little bit more details. The website is now running for the host family benefits, and MauiRecovers.org continues to be one of the most popular websites that we have working for our community. So at this time, we'll conclude. We thank you for being here today, and if you have follow-up questions, just let me know. Thank you, everybody.